Hello, welcome to this video. I'm Anabrese, spiritual well-being author and mentor. Thank you for being here. Today I thought I would do an eclipse reading, which is going to use the oracle cards. And the way that I generally read the cards is usually just to see what themes come in that are relevant to the collective at this time on our awakening journey, our consciousness transformation on the planet at this time. So it's just to see what themes and energies are coming through, being channeled through me by spirit and by infinite intelligence, just to see what messages come through. Okay, so big week this week with energies. We have a full moon eclipse, lunar eclipse on Wednesday. And as many of you may know, that this is quite a big deal, apparently. So there's a lot happening with, I really don't know the ins and outs of it, but there's lots of videos on it, but there's something to do with the sun, and that this is a very pivotal moment, you know, for history, and that there's going to be all these energies, light codes, and that the sun is heralding in this new age, and that there's going to be a massive planetary awakening during this particular eclipse. And it's in Sagittarius, which is governed by, which governs kind of belief systems and philosophy. So this is why it's quite a potent eclipse, because it deals with these types of energies that are related to the more metaphysical kind of philosophical orientation. So it could be questioning our spiritual beliefs, could be questioning our beliefs around, you know, our place in the world, what our place is here on this planet, how we are becoming more conscious and fulfilling our own destinies, and basically living our calling and contributing in some way to the consciousness and the planetary awakening in our own way. So you can find out more if you just Google in, you know, eclipse energies. But I'm going to find out what the energies and messages come through the cards today for us. So I've got 4 decks I'm using. So we're going to start off with the Ascended Masters Oracle. So we'll just see what kind of themes are going to come through this week for the collective. And I hope you're doing really well. We're coming out of lockdown here in the UK, so it's people are starting to feel a sense of freedom, moving out into the world again. But it feels like, you know, the lockdown has also allowed for a big change and inner transformation on many levels. So we do have to look at, you know, how we're going to move forward now and what sort of choices we're going to make, especially as a collective, to do with, you know, making things better on this planet for future generations especially. Okay, so on the underside we've got Let It Go and Kuan Yin. So this is really about surrender and, you know, not holding on to our ideas about how we think the world should be as well. So I feel like this message could just be about eclipses are associated often with eclipsing things out of our lives that are no longer working for us. So she's great to have started off this reading, because it's time to really look at, maybe to see where there are things in our lives that are not really in true alignment with our soul's path, with our soul's destiny. So often the eclipses invite us to look at where we want to change and what we need to let go of in order to move into a new chapter in our own lives. Okay, so we've got meditate as well. I'm just laughing because it's perfect. It's like going within, you know, letting go, just surrendering to the universe, surrendering to the cosmos. And then we've got detach from drama. Because often when there's a full moon going on, full moons basically amplify emotions, especially the emotional body. So we could maybe experience heightened emotions at this time over the next few days or this week in relation to this lunar eclipse. So just be wary of, you know, any drama that could be going on around you, especially with other people, because, you know, a lot of the time, if there's people that aren't really used to attuning to these kind of energies and observing how it affects them on a chemistry kind of level, we could be witnessing a lot of people just going a bit crazy, you know. I mean, it's well known about the crazy full moon, the effects that it can have. So just to be aware in your environment, on people around you, if they're, you know, maybe seeming a little bit more hyper than usual, or behaving in ways that are a little bit out of character, or maybe people deliberately dramatizing and stirring up drama within your social circle. So I would just be very cautious about that and detach basically from what's going on. If there is anything going on in that level, we do have the opportunity to step back. So we are being, you know, asked here or invited to meditate and, you know, find our own center, especially when there's a lot going on and all these different energies and things. So these three cards, let it go, meditate and detach from drama, feel very much related to me. And so what they are saying is just basically, excuse me, just be aware of drama that's going on and take that time to breathe and to meditate and to relax. And, you know, although sometimes when we've got the full moon and the eclipse energies, we might feel quite energized and want to go out and do things and socialize. So it's just a case of keeping things in balance and not getting too caught up in the orchestration of things and outward events. If you feel yourself becoming a bit stressed or over hyper, step back, go home, meditate, you know, have a night in, have a relaxing bath, that kind of thing. But, you know, it's just a matter of keeping in balance. You know, we can enjoy the heightened energies and social energies that often come with the full moon and the eclipse. But it's just, you know, to be aware, to keep our own balance in the process. So see what tarot energies want to come through for the reader. What messages do you have for the reader at this time for this week, especially with the eclipse and full moon energies? Thank you. Take one more. Okay, bottom of the deck, Judgment. So that can represent basically karmic balance taking place, divine intervention, basically, maybe where there's been an injustice or something going on that requires a subtle reorganization of, could be relationships, could be circumstances like jobs, careers. So we might be thinking, you know, is this the path that I really want to go down this week? So let's see what else we've got here. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles, it's earth energy. We've got Ace of Pentacles, wonderful. That's often about new opportunities. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Wow, that's amazing. So we've got Ace, we've got an Ace, a Queen, and the Knight of Pentacles here. So what I'm feeling here is that many of us will be looking at our material area in our life, around money, around career, things that are kind of to do with the relative world, you know, our material success, providing for a family, home and family life. But here it's suggesting that there's a lot of abundance And with eclipses and full moons as well, they are the energies of abundance. So new things can also come in during these times. So we might be getting a new offer that's a very stable, grounded offer on the material plane. Or this is almost like the divine's hand here, just giving you something. So you could be receiving a gift this week. So be open to receiving good fortune is what I'm seeing. And with the Knight and the Queen, this could be, this could represent a couple. This could represent, you know, a connection. But it feels like it's very steady. So you could be possibly opening up to a new relationship that's going to be very steady. So the Knight and the Queen of Pentacles are around stability, very stable energies that can work with one another. Okay, so really, really wonderful energies there. I mean, you know, it's just like three pentacles all here, and you know, it represents abundance as well. I feel like some of you are moving on from a situation as well, that maybe wasn't particularly stable. You know, some of you are looking for that stability and are moving towards it now. So there could be a new beginning in a situation related to stability and finances. And I think it really just asks of us, you know, the eclipses and this particular lunar eclipse. It's really just asking us, you know, are we, you know, what we want really. What do we want to manifest in our lives? Because we don't want to be overly contracted around material success. It's really, again, about that balance, you know, with the meditation card there as well. Okay, so let's see what sacred geometry energies want to come through from this deck. So let's see what energies are we working with this week at this full lunar eclipse. Thank you. Okay, so underneath we've got consciousness, and I love that for this lunar eclipse, because from what I've heard is this is definitely like a very powerful portal for planetary awakening this week during this eclipse. So we've got the frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention. So all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. So this is about the focusing on the multidimensional aspects of consciousness and include everything in our reality. So this is about non-separation, non-duality, because we are moving out of a time of duality consciousness into non-duality, unity consciousness, where we're not ignoring our emotions. We're not ignoring things that come up, you know, that need to be reviewed and looked at. So this is really saying that we can embrace the totality of our experience. We can lovingly look at the whole of our experience with a conscious perspective and allow that multi-dimensional kind of perspective on any particular element that's affecting our lives. So basically, we are expanding in consciousness, and this gives us the opportunity to look at things in a new way. Okay, so all right. So we've got the Divine Masculine card coming up, number 22. I've been seeing so much of this lately, number 22. So Divine Masculine, and we've got the throat chakra. So I love this. This is really, and there's a lot of blue here. If you notice with these 3 cards, actually. Look at all this blue, which is related to the throat chakra. And we actually have the throat chakra card here. So I feel that it could be that divine masculines, or the divine masculine part of ourselves, is going to be getting quite the shift in consciousness at this time. And the sun, being a yang force, represents the divine masculine. So I've heard the stories about the 6th sun. There's something going on with the sun, and I can't remember what it is this week, but it's like really, really big. So this is bringing in that strong yang energy for that can activate the divine masculine. And I feel like what it's saying is going to open up the opportunity for us to speak our truth. And this number is 5 here, which is the number of change. So I feel like the divine masculine collective could be getting activated to really stand in their truth, to really speak up for what they believe in. So yeah, big throat chakra activation. The frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. So what was I saying about balance? And blue is a very, very calming color. So it really is suggesting about keeping in balance this week. But I feel like there is a big activation of consciousness, which is in keeping with what I've been hearing is happening this week as well. And I'll just read the divine masculine. The frequency of the divine masculine supports our strong, focused and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. So there's that balance of love and wisdom coming in, where we can basically move forward to create the new earth that we want to create. But we're going to be able to do it in a way that is full of love and compassion and wisdom. We can't fight our way into new earth. It has to be an expansion of consciousness, and then action come from that. So it's really about a balanced masculine energy that knows when to take action, that can take action, that can stand strong and steady, doesn't use force, doesn't use aggression, uses the power of love, to move forward. Okay, so let's see what the Starseed Oracle wants to add to this reading. So we've got Earth School here. Life lessons, soul growth, study higher learning. Yeah, I just feel like the way she's just kind of like, kind of rocketing to Earth, but it's like all this energy behind her. I just feel like there's definitely a spiritual activation in consciousness in the divine masculine collective, or in the masculine part of ourselves. It's not just going to affect the masculines, but it's going to affect all of us, whatever gender, the divine masculine component within ourselves. So I think I'll just get another one of these, please. What messages for the collective for this week's lunar eclipse, please? And that Earth School card is really just about, manifesting, I feel like it's bringing heaven to earth in this particular reading. It's about manifesting heaven on earth and getting the downloads and the activations that we need to move forward. So this is the great severing. Oh my goodness, this is amazing, because of course with eclipses, they support letting go, cutting things out. So this is like the great severing. And this says Mars energy, anger, conflict, surrendering to love. Exactly. So I feel like the message of this reading, the collective message of this reading, is that in the past, the matriarchal dominance on this planet has used force, aggression, anger, greed to control and dominate. And what I feel is that that component in humanity is going to be getting some kind of consciousness activation, a spiritual activation that is going to allow for greater love, just for greater love to come through. It's the time to let go. It's a time to let go of the way that we've been doing things in the past, the way that we've been destroying, the destructive energy, because Mars energy is destructive. So it's like, instead of using that energy of dominance and control and destructiveness, it's now like, no, there's another way. There's another way to live on this planet. There's another way to co-create a world where there's harmony. So I feel what's coming through here is that there is there's something affecting the masculine component of ourselves, of society, of our civilization, that is going to herald in a different choice point, a different choice to move forward and co-create a new earth. You know, all this abundance, Queen of Pentacles, all this abundance that is possible, but to do it in a way that is steady, to do it in a way that's steady. You know, he's just sitting on his horse here. He's not fighting. He's not charging ahead. It's to do it in a way that's steady. And so we're being asked to focus on how we keep our own energy centers in balance, our masculine and feminine energies in balance, one with the other. So we've got the divine, feminine, nurturing, loving, loving and nurturing side, which is the compassion, the love. And then we've got the masculine side, which is the action, you know, the builder. And we're bringing those two together in harmony. And I feel like this eclipse and the energies, the messages coming through today is about making the most of these eclipse energies to let go of what no longer serves us, the ways that we don't want to go forward anymore, and start being a collective that is using the balance of love and wisdom to take action that is going to be harmonizing and for the benefit of all. And I know myself, I've been getting a lot of downloads as well the last few days about just the fact that we are very powerful, and that we can choose to, we don't need to look at the old ways. We don't need to look at the world as it is right now. We don't need to complain and say, oh, this is wrong and that's wrong and we need to fix it and whatever. All we need to do is start taking the steps towards actually creating what we want to manifest, what we, putting our ideals in place, using love, the powers, the frequencies of love and compassion, and balancing it with our wisdom and our knowledge and all of these wonderful things that we know how to do. And it's a new alchemical marriage between knowledge and wisdom and love. So it's bringing the masculine and the feminine together to move forward to co-create this beautiful new earth. Okay, so thank you for listening, and I'm going to leave it there. And if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you later. Bye.